Megtooth Sabers requires a lot of work on engineering, drilling, smoothing, tapping, setting, imagining, cutting, stripping, twisting, dipping, tin it, pin it, wire it, fire it, lock it, rust it, swing it, bash it. Megtooth Sabers.
Greetings, Saber fans. It's your old pal Megtooth Sith. Old school teensy saber. My Kylo crossguard that kind of went viral on my channel, and my old school teensy saber. Not a lot of people, maybe current people, realize that, but this saber actually kind of went viral on my YouTube channel when I first published it because it was doing crazy stuff that nobody had really seen before, and I've got it set up with motion controls. It's on OS 5.9 now. And yeah, hey, so, Jeremy, we're talking about this saber today on your post. You're like, what got you into saber building? Was this is the saber. Now, of course, it got reinstalled with Teensy Saber and NeoPixels, which, it's got NeoPixels and Teensy Saber in it now. But this is an old master replicas that I installed with Teensy Saber. Now, the Teensy Saber is actually in here on a Lego hinge that pops up so you can program it. And, the Teensy Saber is still functioning pretty good, so I've never taken it out. And also, that saber features a 26650 battery and a custom aluminum chassis that I made for that saber. So Jeremy's post reminded me of that today. Hey, Kyberphonic, great to see you tonight. And wow, lots of stuff has happened since the last video. I really hope that my audio is good. I am on the computer audio, and it does have like muffling suppression, so like it won't, like when I'm playing the hum. Hey, oh yo, we got Hexx sabers in the house too. So when I play a saber, like when I ignite a saber on this stream, you don't hear the hum, you hear it ignite, but then the hum goes away because it's noise suppression. So this isn't the greatest sound system for hearing sabers, but you can hear my voice, and hopefully it's not clicky. Is the sound clicky tonight, y'all, or is it there? I hope it's good. But I wanted to talk about a couple things. I tried to do this on my live stream last week, and it didn't work. And this is going to be kind of funny because I'm going to admit some bad stuff here tonight. I kind of got in a panic mode. I had quite a bit of saber projects on my bench this winter, and they're all really complex sabers, crystal chambers and master chassis in them. And I had a bunch of them on my bench, and I started getting in panic mode, and then getting them out on time. And then not only that, I had a real life, a lifelong customer that sent me 3 sabers for, 2 sabers for repair with a broken chassis, and 1 saber that he wanted me to install Profi into. It had, it had this CFX in it, and not CFX. This is Crystal Focus 7, and so I had all these sabers backed up, and I was like, oh my god. And not only that, y'all, I'm getting old. I'm 51 years old, and I was having problems seeing. A lot of times, like when I was doing the live videos and I had my camera, on what I was soldering, I was actually having to look at the pads through the camera because I couldn't see them with my eyes anymore. And it got to the point where, hey, Chet Osborne, well-mannered canine, audio is good, sweet, thank you. AA battery, Kyberphonics, sweet. We got a lot of people here tonight. So I gotta finish telling this story because I'm like, oh look, a squirrel. But at any rate, I'm getting old. I'm not what I used to be. I'm 51 years old. My mind and my eyes and my ears aren't as good. Jen laughs because I'm deaf. But this is my lot now. This is me. I have to use this to solder and hopefully y'all can see that, the magnetism. But the cool thing about this thing is I've got, lights on it too, which is pretty cool. So I can, light up what I'm soldering on. It's been life altering. I can actually see what I'm doing again. And, if any of you are having struggles with seeing or vision or soldering, I feel like I'm 20 years old again wearing this. It is a game changer. And I got it off Amazon, and I think it was like $20 or something. It wasn't that expensive. And it's got a rechargeable light on it. It's freaking awesome. Um, Robert Sotomayor had one, and I was like, wow, Sotomayor's pretty young, and he's using that. It has been, yeah, no, it has been life changing though, Jeremy. I mean, I could not see the pads anymore. Back in the, when I was first building lightsabers, the pad that everybody had struggled to get into was that deep sleep pad on the Nano Biscotti 3 and the Nano Biscotti 4. And, I could hit that pad, without any glasses on. I just put my glasses up on my head and I could hit that pad every time. And I was like, yeah, man. And everybody's like, man, how do you even get that pad? And I'm like, I got supervision. And, here in the last 3 or 4 years, my vision got really, really bad. And, I, I think it was causing a lot of problems. It was causing problems for me. It was causing problems in my saber building. It was causing, me to get backed up. It was causing me to get nervous. It was causing me to procrastinate. Um, these things have been life altering for me. I'm, back into saber building. Yeah, I mean, y'all know it's crazy. I mean, I work a full-time job and I have two part-time jobs. I teach at a community college in, the saber building, and also, I work contracts at work too. So, basically, I guess I have 4 jobs, and then we also own the company here, so that's 5 jobs. So it's crazy. And then the company I'm talking about, the engraving company, which, I'll kind of like zoom in on some of that and show y'all around the room. So this is, my wife's engraving company over there. And, then I have this little corner, which is me. It's Megtooth Sabers. So, the rest of the room is dealing with the engraving company that we just bought. So, we've got that going on too. But I got a lot of sabers done this month. I want to show y'all some of them. So first up, this is Andrew Paul's saber. I know, some of y'all have seen it in the videos. This is an MHS saber. It was inspired by Obi-Wan Kenobi, Luke Skywalker, and Kanan Jarrus. And I don't know if the colors are coming out in it because my lighting kind of sucks sometimes, but this shroud is green and the control box is green, but the recess section here is black, and there's some black on the insets there. The handle is black, and then he has almost a cobalt D ring here on the end, and then you have this pommel, which is, I don't know, TFU looking. Gesture controls. Benji was talking about gesture controls. I hate gesture controls because they come on when you don't want them. Hey, Kim Kanama, it's great to see you. But I'm so excited about being able to see again with my goggles, that it's going to help me do a lot of the PCBs like Kim Kanama's doing on his sabers. But this is Andy's saber, and I did the full install video on this. The install of the soundboard is on my YouTube channel, but there's the soundboard. You can see it. Look. Let me get it in the light where you guys can see it. But look, mom, no wires. It's a clean install. It's a clean install. And the battery on the underside, and I got a battery tug strap. This has a Smuggler's Outpost 20mm bass speaker. The cool part about this saber is I had to program these blinkies, and I programmed this cool blinky pattern.
Kylo Ren.
And I programmed it for all the Sith blades. And I did this on Fernando's website to program these, and it's pretty cool. It worked out pretty awesome. And so at any rate, these blinkies, it's like this is the Luke Skywalker control box kind of thing that Andy designed, but they go, on and off. Once you ignite the saber, this red one will start fading, and this is my Sith pattern. The red one will start fading, and then it'll gently come back on. But the cool part is when you go into lockup, is they freak out. And, I basically designed this thing live because I was on video when I designed this blinky pattern on Fernando's website. And it was pretty awesome. And it's kind of complicated. You kind of got to have some advanced Profi board knowledge to know how to make those blinkies do that in lockup. But I kind of know what Profi's throwing voltage at. so I know what's going to happen because I've wired a lot of profies. So I had a lot of fun with this Plinky Saber. The only thing I have to do, Kennel Hall, what's up? What's up, man? No, not engraving sabers, well-mannered canines. We're doing. We bought George Perkins' business, the Band of Honor, and www.bandofhonor.com. Check it out. And and we bought that business, so that's what we're doing with engraving. Next, I'll save that one for later. Next, these are three of the lightsabers that got sent to me that I was freaking out about. This one was it was on my YouTube channel. I installed this one about 4 years ago, and this is a Graflex 2.0. And I'll try and send you a link, Kim. I'll have to go to my Amazon history and check it out. But this saber was on my YouTube channel. I installed this saber about 4 years ago. The chassis broke here. I don't know how the owner did it, but he broke the chassis. When the chassis broke, it broke the wires. So I opened this thing up. It actually had an old 10 amp battery in it back when we were using those. So I ditched the 10 amp battery, put a 15 amp battery in here, Smuggler's Outpost speaker, made the crystal chamber independent, and it's got two green blinkies here on the back of the chassis. And so when you turn it on, it's TFA, by the way. This is Graflex 2.0. Boot. Long boot. It's always been there. It will guide you. And you can see those green blinkies on the back. Hopefully they're right here, right where my fingers are at. Green blinkies going blink, 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 blink. Well, initially when I wired this saber, I had those green blinkies like on all the time when you pulled the kill key and they would run the battery down. So I actually wired these to FETs now. So they actually do effects and they, turn on solid when the saber's on, like when it spools up. And then you have the crystal chamber, which is now independent from the blade. When I initially wired the saber, it was parallel with the blade. So now it's independent, and try to get it somewhere where you can see it. There's lockup in the crystal chamber. And then it has, of course, the spool down effects when you turn it off. So you can see the spool down here. And I did the spools in 2020s. So even though this lightsaber, I did this install like 4 years ago, he sent it back to me for repair. And, I fixed it. It's better than when he got it. This is same Super Graflex, how it is on my YouTube channel. But now it's even better and it's on OS 6. So that's done. Now next. Y'all know this saber. We did this saber on Megtooth Monday Live, and I was really struggling with this switch, and the switch disintegrated on me. So I ordered some more of those dual switches from Cal, and I'm just waiting on them to get here. Now this saber is functioning. It's rocking and rolling. I just got to put a battery in it. It's rocking and rolling. I can put a battery in it.
Not directly, not found. Not directly, not found.
Or not.
SD card, not found.
Doing that OS 6 thing, huh? Font directory not found. SD card not found. Let's try taking the battery out. This is a glitch in OS 6 right now, is this font directory not found. Let's see if it does it again.
Font directory not found.
If it does it a third time, then I'm done.
Font directory not found. Font directory not found. SD card not found.
Well, I have to find out what's going on with that. So that's not good. Live disaster. I don't know why it's saying font directory not found. That saber was working just fine. So, well, we get on to the last saber. So this last saber that he sent me had this Crystal Focus 7 in it. And it had in-hilt LEDs and LEDs. And this is actually a Graflex replica. So this is not a 2.0. And the bad part was his slide switch was really tight. And the Graflex button was really tight. It was too tight. And, they were getting stuck. So he just wanted a battery replaced in this. And I took the battery out. And, this saber is nuts. I took the battery out and I put I've gutted this whole thing. So I put a new recharge port in it, which I'll get to that story in a second because it's funny. And then I also put a high amp kill switch in it. And then I took the Crystal Focus out and I put, a Profi board in it. And you have Profi board access right there in that hatch. So it's pretty cool. But to tell the story about the saber before I fire it. So I get the saber all wired up, get this chassis totally put back together. It's awesome. Everything's awesome. And I go to charge the battery on the recharge port and when I pushed the charger in, it felt like it was getting stuck. It wasn't working good. And I pulled the charger out, and the center post, y'all know if y'all wired those recharge posts. Oh yeah, if y'all wire that recharge post, you know how that center post is in there like that, and the center post was bent over, touching the negative side, and the recharge port caught on fire in the Saber, and I was like, ah! And I ended up, cutting the battery wires, and I'm like, oh my god. Then I had to take the whole Saber apart and rewire the whole Saber because that fried everything. I was like, oh my god. So I had this installed, and then I had to uninstall it, reinstall it. So y'all keep an eye on those recharge ports. I should have looked at that and inspected it before I plugged in the charger. Without further ado, let's fire this thing up. So I'm gonna twist the kill key and then turn the switch.
That lightsaber, it belongs to me.
And this one's got, motion detectors, got the CC Sabers there, got the glass eye. This had a solid eye before. And now I fixed that button so it's really good now. It's got motion controls. It's all proppy. It's awesome. I'm going to go ahead and take the whole chassis out so you guys can see the whole chassis. Remove the glass eye. I don't have the pins in there, but you guys can see. There you go. So that's the whole chassis. That's it. That's pretty cool. I mean, it's a simple, all-in-one Graflex chassis, and I did these NeoPixel accents on it. But I've also got NeoPixels in here too. I don't know if y'all can see that. And the crystal chamber is separate from. Yeah, it was a bad fire, and I was like, oh god. And it fried the battery, it fried the recharge port, and everything. But yeah, this Saber was a lot of work because I had to install it twice. But that was Mundo, JT, Kyberphonic, yeah, everybody. So you even install if there's a file. I love that Graflex too. So anyway, I wanted to kind of tell y'all that all that kind of got me behind, and not only that, Andy's Saber, and Andy just checked on the screen now, and I got a bunch of Kyberphonic sound fonts on this thing. You got ESB, you've got the dual thing with Kyberphonics and K-Sith. Both of those are on here, and some other fonts by Kyberphonic that you owned and wanted, and then all the K-Sith fonts that you own. That thing is awesome. All I got to do is do the invoice on that Saber and send it out, and then these two Sabers are ready to go back to Taiwan. I just got to figure out why that font directory not found thing is happening. But my God, there you go. So I just wanted to show y'all something else. That gets caught up on everything. Hey Cole, what's up? What's happening? Chet Osborne. We got a pretty decent stream going tonight for a Tuesday night, which is kind of surprising. I got new glasses on the way too, y'all. That's going to help. But what I wanted to show y'all, a lot of people may not know this, but Megtooth Says Sabers on YouTube did not start on Megtooth Says Sabers. I'm a scuba diver. That's why Megtooth Sith, because I go scuba diving and find megalodon teeth. And I have a lot of megalodon teeth for those of y'all that didn't know. And I've showed them on the streams before. I'll bring some next Monday and show some on the stream, but I don't have any in this room. I don't think so. But what I wanted to do is show y'all my diving channel. So I'm going to share the screen. And let's go into YouTube. And I wanted to show you guys my diving channel and show you all the lightsaber stuff that I have on there because it's crazy. So if you just go to YouTube and you can search FPSN Diver, that's Frying Pan Shoals Noah Diver, you'll come across my channel. So this is my scuba diving channel where I have a bunch of dive videos, where I've actually gone and gotten, megalodon teeth, blah, blah, blah. And, I did spearfishing and all kinds of other stuff, which I will be doing again. It's just a matter of whatever. But, I have tons of Star Wars videos and lightsabers that I did back then. And like if you look at my most recent published videos on that, they're all like lightsaber stuff. Like I did these 3 lightsabers. I did a TFA, an ESP, and an ANH Graflex. And this is back in the old days. You can see my banner. I'll show this video because it's kind of funny because you can see my banner. I'll mute it so you don't hear the audio, but this is very early days of Megtooth Says Sabers. This video was, I don't know, it says 5 years ago. October of 2017. So there's the old Megtooth Sabers, and there's my banner back then, which I hand drew myself. And this was in my garage at the old house. And this was a TFA Graflex I did. Like, I think I did this right before the, and you see how skinny I was then too. Trying to get back there right now. I'm on the same diet right now that I was back then, and this is before I went through my divorce, which was not good. It was a really bad thing, and I'm trying to get back to that weight. But these were in-hilt Graflexes. They're running in-hilt LEDs, and they were powered by Prism, and they were actually pretty cool lightsabers, for the day. But at the time, NeoPixel was just possibly starting to catch on. When I get to the lightsabers, so we ignite them, so you can see, they were pretty decent sabers for in-hilts. I guess I never put a blade in it. Oh well. But at any rate, I just wanted to show you all that. That's my scuba diving channel, and that's where Megtooth Sabers kind of really started. But yeah, so it wasn't just. I'm so glad to see Jeff and Mundo Cabrera and everybody on here. I had a really bad couple of weeks there, or actually a bad couple of months. It's kind of depressing. My computer died. I had the Sabers backed up on my bench. So really, since almost February or March of last year, I've been really struggling with lightsaber stuff. Look, I still love building lightsabers, and my energy's renewed. You know, my energy's renewed with the goggles, the old people vision. The old people vision really helps, and I love it. It's been life changing, game changing, and kind of super glad to see all y'all in here. And hopefully, Canuck, haha, I want to stay away now. You move closer to Tom. Yeah, closer than California was. Yeah, we're gonna have to. If you ever get down this way, we need to get up with each other. That's for sure, man. And I got your blinky patterns alive and living in this saber. So when I
Are you a Jedi?
This is Jeff Birch's blinky patterns on the Jedi. I stole those off open source, the Facebook group. Jeff posted these in the files on the open source Facebook group, and I stole them. It wasn't that the love ever ebbed and flowed, Cole. It was more like I just had a lot of stuff going wrong and wasn't able to fix it. And the worst thing was my vision. I couldn't see anymore. I was having to do those live installs under the camera because that's the only way I could see the prophy pads. And that's me being brutally honest. I could not see anymore. That's how bad my vision got. So, I am, pretty excited to be able to see again and to be able to solder again. And it's renewed my spirit, renewed my vigor. And, I'm so happy. Titan Gray, what's up? And, you know, it's been super awesome. And, you know, I did the cool part about when my computer died, my computer crashed. I should have brought that up here and showed you because it's in a million pieces. And yeah, the whole hard drive path crashed. But the the fact of the matter is that adding this new computer helped because then I could shoot that video, that 2.5 hour video that's crazy for beginners. And I know you hear me talk about Chinese sabers a lot and cheap Chinese sabers, and you hear the frustration in my voice with it. And I know a lot of people can't afford all these expensive sabers. Hell, I couldn't afford them either. Build your own. Don't buy a Chinese saber. If you want a cheap lightsaber, then build it yourself. That's the cheapest way to get a lightsaber. That's how I got started. You know, I got I got this lightsaber, and I was building my Kylo Ren costume, and I called Alaska Vader, and I said, "Hey man, can you install my, which is Darth Sloan, by the way, on the Sith Lord detachment in the 501st Legion?" I said, "If I send you my Kylo Ren hilt to Alaska, can you install it?" And he's like, "Yeah, well that's going to be $550 plus shipping." And that was in hilt on NEC. And he was like, "Or you can do it yourself." And he sent me a list of everything I needed to buy. And that's when I built this. And, the cool part is, it still works. Of course, it's been reinstalled since NEC days because now that thing's running TNC Saber and the 26650 battery, like I said. So, that saber's a lot different than it was when I first installed it. But that is the exact saber that I installed when I first got into lightsaber building. And it's so cool because even with TNC Saber in it, that lightsaber has motion controls and everything. It's awesome. So it's super awesome. So Andy, I know Andy was on the stream. Andy, the only thing I got to do is put together your invoice and look at how much you've paid me already, so I can send your invoice and get this thing shipped to you. It's good to go. Your blade's good to go. All that stuff's ready. It's awesome. And then these other things I'll get off to Tony. But I'm pretty excited about it. And I think another thing I'm excited about, I'm going to be on Solo Saber stream Sunday night. It looks like, barring the unforeseen. Um, I'm going to be on his stream Sunday night with some of the other guys, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Because I know sometimes like I'm really dead serious on here, but I do have a good sense of humor, and I'm kind of funny. Like I laugh at Benji all the time. Like Benji says and does some crazy shit, and I just laugh at it. And I know sometimes I seem serious because that's even at work. My nickname at work is Beaker, and if you guys ever watched the Muppet Show and you've seen Beaker, then you get it. Because I'm always like, right, Beaker. I'm always very serious, very intense. But what happened, Chet? Just want to tell everyone his wife just gave birth to our first child a few weeks ago. He's a proud papa. Chet Osborne. Congratulations. That is awesome. Fatherhood is an adventure, man. It's an adventure. Kim Kanama can tell you. I know he can, as well as Solo Sabers and some of the others that are on here. Being a father is great. That's awesome. I know Birch can tell you all about fatherhood. It is an adventure. But I am so excited, heading into this winter when I can actually see that. I don't even know what to tell you, man. I mean, it's just exciting that I'm able to see again, and I just really, really, really am looking forward to. And I'm not taking any commissions. I have a bunch of sabers up in the top of my closet that I bought, when I was installing sabers. And the purpose of me buying those sabers was some of them I want to install and sell. In fact, most of them I want to install and sell, but some of them might be for my collection. There's a Phoenix Props the Light I'm going to sell. There's one of those dark sabers that I'm going to sell. I've got 3 Graflex 2.0s. I got 2 Graflex replicas, which I'm probably going to put some advanced chassis into. And I've got 2 of the KRR crossguards. With one of those got to go back to Cold Weathers, but the other one probably will be mine. And then I got a Phoenix Props Star Killer. And I think I want to send one of my Graflexes off to get turned into a Star Killer, and then I'll install it, the 2.0s. But at any rate, I want to get building on all those sabers because I want those out of my house because I need the space back in my closet so I can build my Stormtrooper costume. Because I've got Stormtrooper armor in there too that I need to start building. And I'm not going to be checking on that anymore. I'm just going to start gluing the stuff together and then make it happen. And well, I have a son who's 28 and married, and he has 1 daughter and a son on the way. And the son's going to be named Owen Thomas, which is pretty cool. Owie, we're going to call him, or OT, which is pretty cool. And so I'll be a grandpa twice. And my current wife, my new wife, Jenna Rue, she has a daughter named Ella. So I'm a kind of a step parent there too. So parenthood is an awesome thing. Oh no, what's going on, Max? What happened, Max? Oh, y'all are just joking. I thought something happened to Max. I'm like, oh no, what's wrong with Max? I'd hate for our pajama Aussie to have something wrong. Uh, he cheers me up. When I'm down, I kind of watch Max's live streams, but I'm kind of looking forward to showing a different side of myself. When I'm doing these streams, and I've done a lot of these streams, but I'm always like trying to make sure I have a purpose and a point. And then the funny thing is I watch Benji streams or Jeremy streams, and they're inviting people on. Which, by the way, I just figured out how to invite people onto my streaming software, so I could do that in the future. If you want to be on the show with me, then come on. Let's show your stuff off, and let's do that. Let me know. Give me a push. Shoot me a message, and we'll make that happen. But sometimes I think the coolest part about those streams that I see where they have a bunch of people on are everybody talking and joking and cutting in. And then when somebody has something pertinent, they unmute their mic and they kick in, and then everybody talks about that for a little while. So you never know where the conversation's going to go. And I really think that's like the future of entertainment is spontaneity, because I think everybody's bored with kind of pre-programmed stuff. The stuff that I'm doing, it's pre-programmed. I write basically a script. I wouldn't say I'm not saying scripted, but I mean when I go live, I know what I'm going to do, and I know about what order I'm going to do it in. And sometimes I don't let things flow. And to me, when I watch Jeremy's and Benji's and some of the other streams with multiple people on them, you don't know where those streams are going to go. And sometimes they go to dark places, and sometimes they go to funny places. And I think that's what's interesting, and it's so appealing because it sucks you in, because you're like, hey, where's this stream going? What are they going to talk about next? And sometimes you don't want to tune out because you're like, I might miss something. And yeah, you can tune in the next day and watch it when it publishes, but you kind of want to watch the train wreck as it happens. Like this stupid Saber over here that's doing font directory not found. What's going on with that? Oh, I know. Benji is a mess, man. Every time I listen to Benji, I'm just like, that guy is just freaking nuts. He's crazy. Why is this saying font directory not found? Let's try to plug the battery back in this thing again. Let's try it again. Springside's your negative.
Font directory not found. Font directory not found. SD card not found.
Well, alrighty then. The Saber still works. I just don't understand why it's saying font directory not found. The SD card's in it fine, but yeah. Oh, I know, man. The funniest thing was when Benji did the Kyberphonics commercial.
Font directory not found.
That was the classic. That was the best thing. When Benji did the Kyberphonics sound font commercial, and he was imitating Benji, he was imitating Jesse. I was like, oh man, that is awesome. That was funny. That was definitely classic. All right, I reinserted the SD card. Let's see what we got here.
The Cyber Project. Young Ray.
Well, it seems to be working now. Yeah. So I just had to reinsert the SD card. Maybe the SD card got jolted or something, but pull that out. Oh, hey, Kim Kanama's on the stream. If is Kim still here? I wanted to show Kim something. Check this out, Kim. Hopefully you can see that. I got all the buttons soldered on it. It's awesome. So I have some ideas about that. We got to get my energy up. Yeah, he was so funny, man. When I first watched it, I'm like, man, I think Jesse gained a little bit of weight. And then I was like, that's Benji. Holy crap. I looked at it and I'm like, oh man, that's awesome. But yeah. You have lively discussions. It's hard for us daddies to let go of their little girls. Well, the problem is their discussions, sometimes they start talking about their mamas and stuff. Yeah, Kim, that board works great. You're awesome. I have some ideas about this in the future, when we can maybe publish this and sell these things, but you and I need to talk later about that. But not right now, but maybe in the future, as a way to kind of eke revenge on everything that happened. But that's Generu. Generu's sliding through. But at any rate, this poor Benji. Benji, I'm sure Benji can take it. I mean, did y'all see Benji's house, his house tour? Benji's crib? I cannot do that here, man. Benji's crazy. Oh, man. He is awesome. Hey, Bion. I'm a dad and a granddad and a stepdad. So I'm kind of like all the above, Bion. I know Kim Kanama's got kids. Jeff's got kids. Cole's not a dad. I know Solo Sabers has kids. I know Kyberphonic's too young to have kids. Kyberphonic is my son's age. Jesse is my son's age. I have a son that's Jesse's age. That's crazy. I'm an old man. Hence why I need these things to solder lightsabers. You know, because I'm old. See how big my eyes are? Hello. I'm old. Just like Cole, you can be my daddy. See, this is why I need all them on camera. And I'm gonna have to update my streaming software or something because right now I can only invite one guest, but I would love to be able to invite like 6 and put them all up there and have them all just cutting up, talking about lightsabers and joking on each other and cutting on each other. I think that would be funny. So we'll see how this Sunday goes on Jeremy's channel, and I'll bring some old stuff that I installed, and if there's an opportunity or something comes up in the conversation to start it, we will, and it'll be lots of fun. So hey, I got a quick question for you guys, and this is just a curious thing. So like I have a bunch of prisms, I have a Crystal Focus 7, I have some CFXs. Some of the CFXs I have never been installed. Some of them have been installed that I took out. And I've got a bunch of spark boards and maybe even a couple nanos biscottis, including one that's brand new, never been soldered on in the box. You think that's worthwhile trying to sell these things on the Facebook Marketplace? I mean, do you think somebody would buy a Crystal Focus 7? That's one thing I wanted to ask you. That's what I'm streaming on right now, Max. I'm streaming on OBS Studio. But you got to upgrade it to get more than you got to upgrade OBS Studio to get more than one guest to be able to be invited. So yeah, it only allows you to invite one guest. And I got it set up for that. AA batteries turning 24. Oh my God, 24. Man, I thought most of my viewers were like in their 30s and 40s, except for Jesse. I know Jesse was young. Yeah, Cole does look young. Did Cole say what his real age is? Or is he one of those he'll never tells? I'll never tell. Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to make a bunch of money off them, but the problem is, like, I have a whole drawer. Like, I'll unask my background there, and I'll show you my drawer of death. And it's not death per se. I mean, there's a bunch of Prism 5.1s, and I think there's like 3 of them in there, and they're all, they all work. These are all Teensy 3.2s. These are all Profi boards that I need to send to Brian Connor for him to have parts and experiment with. They're death boards. But now here's some good stuff, okay? So here's Nana Biscotti, new in box. It's never even been opened from the custom Saber shop. There's one that this was installed and I took it out of the Saber. And then, I've got Spark 2s, Spark Color 2s, igniters. I got all kinds of boards in there. Teensy Sabers. There's another Prism, I think. Well, I can't see that. Yeah, there's another Prism. I found another Prism. That's crazy. And then I'll show you my spark boards because I know Birch used to install a lot of NEC boards, and so did I. And I'll show you how many of them I got. And you guys tell me. I mean, you guys think somebody would buy these, but like I got 1, 2 Spark Color 3s right there. There's 2 Spark Color 3s. I've got Spark 2, Spark 2. There's 2 Spark 2s. And then Igniter 2, I got 1 of those. And then I got 2 Igniter 3s. And then Spark 2R4, Spark 2R4, 2 new in the packages. And you know what? That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Well, these are all fine. There's nothing wrong with these soundboards. I haven't heard if Scott DeBoer got any better. I'm sure Scott DeBoer is not out of this forever, y'all. Scott DeBoer was really smart, and I really admired him. I just think, I think, right there at the end when Teensy Saber was becoming prolific and Smooth Swing was catching on, I think Scott zigged when he should have zagged. But other than that, the soundboards were awesome. But I'm thinking about trying to sell these. Well, the Spark 2s and the Igniters will run Pixel Blades too. As a matter of fact, the first NeoPixel lightsaber ever built, which is up here, it's the really long hilt up there. It's the second one up on top of the windowsill up there. The Mako. My Mako run an Igniter and NeoPixels, and that was actually technically the first NeoPixel saber I ever installed. You don't even know. I'd have to get those down and look at them, Jeremy. Some of them are new in the packages, and the ones that are new in package, I mean, they need to go for the same price they're in the custom saber shop because they're like new in the box. I mean, they've never been wired, never had solder on them. The used ones, I don't know. I mean, I know they were working when I pulled them out, but the customers wanted profit. So, I mean, I think I have about 5 or 6 CFXs in here, and I have both those 2 Nano Biscottis, 4 or 5 Prisms, and then the 8 NEC boards. So, yeah, I'll give you first crack at those CFXs, Jeremy. But they're in another box. I don't even have the CFXs in here because this is like the junk boards that I figured I don't want to use again. Oh yeah, igniters were the first. Igniters were the first. Soundboard that were, well, Igniters and Teensy Sabers were the first soundboards to run NeoPixels. So now the speaker is bad in this lightsaber, y'all. But I'll go ahead and stand by. This is MHS, and this is running Igniter. And I never uninstalled this thing because I love this saber, but it's old. It is old, and I'm trying to get the blade retention loosened so I can get that out. Ah, there we go. And then we'll put a blade in there and pull the kill key. And this is NeoPixel. Not. Let's try another blade. Because I don't know, that test blade could be bad, but also the battery could be dead in this because I haven't charged this in a while. Yeah, the battery could be dead. Something might be wrong. But yeah, it's not, the main blade's not lighting up, but this is definitely a NeoPixel saber. I don't know, I have to take that apart and diagnose it because it was working last time I took it out. Well, it could be the battery's dead, but that's a NeoPixel right there that the igniter's running. Anyway, that saber's crazy. That saber's nuts. I'll try and charge that and figure out what's going on with it. Yeah, it could be a low battery. Jeff, would a low battery keep the NeoPixel from lighting up? Because I haven't charged that one in a while. I think I probably just need to charge it. Before I take it apart, I think I'm just going to charge it first, so we'll see. But, hey, Brian Connor. Yeah, Brian Connor was helping me behind the scenes get the sound system sorted out. And some of it was in the software, Brian, and some of it was in my camera. I really need a camera and a mic setup that's a lot better, but it is what it is. Also, I don't know if y'all noticed, but this should be more high definition now. For the last, 6 months, it's been shooting in standard definition, and now it should be back in 720p. It's not that great a high definition, but it's better than standard definition. So that's improved because I forgot to pay my fees on my camera server, so they downgraded me to just standard definition, but they had also downgraded my sound. But I'm still not using the mic on my camera. I'm having to use the mic on my computer because the mic on my camera was clicky. But the mic on my camera is better for hearing lightsabers than the mic in the computer. But at any rate, yeah, the NEC igniters can run NeoPixels, and I have two of the igniter 3s in here that'll run NeoPixels that are in that Saber. And I even have a teensy Saber in here, y'all. There's a teensy Saber sandwich board. You know, I don't know. I got to do something with those boards. I feel bad that they're all just sitting there, you know, and they could be running a lightsaber somewhere. You know, I just need to get them out there in the community. I don't even care about making money on those. It would be nice for somebody out there in the community to run them, but some of them I don't have SD cards for, but I assume somebody can use them for something. But at any rate, you know, we've been on for almost an hour. We don't want to go over an hour because Jeff Birch would not like that. And we kind of got through everything that I wanted to get through tonight. And I don't want to waste y'all's time. And I got to save myself for Sunday because I'm going on a stream Sunday where, you know, I'm going to have a sense of humor. But man, it's been great seeing y'all. We had a great turnout tonight on the stream. And, you know, I'm pretty excited to see all y'all. And hopefully you got to see these lightsabers that I've been working on. And you know, I'm excited to see all you guys again. And, you know, try to get back to Megtooth Mondays when I can. It's not going to be every Monday. But, you know, if I have something relevant to put out there, you know, I'll make a Megtooth Monday vid. I do miss making those vids and miss talking to y'all. But yeah. Yeah, man, that crossguard is definitely a piece of history because there's that video on my channel where I forget what it's called, but I'll screen share. I'll show you. Hang on a minute. Let's go to screen share, no peek, and I'll show you that. Like if you go to my, you know, to my Megtooth Sith page, and you scroll down, right here, this Teensy V3 NeoPixel Kylo. You see it's got 10,000 views. Yeah, I mean, I've got videos with more views than that, but this was my first video that people were like freaking out on. And the funny thing about that video, and that's this lightsaber, by the way, y'all. And so, you know, I don't know when I published that, but, you know, we'll go in here and find out when I published this video on that one. This was on February 22nd, 2018. So this is like one of the first open source NeoPixel lightsabers ever built. Was this teensy saber NeoPixel Kylo. And, you know, I'll just show a little bit of the video on there for those that haven't seen it, blah, blah, blah. Then I turned the lights out, and that's when it got really impressive. You know, NeoPixels were very new. There weren't, you know, maybe but 2 or 3 installers doing them. And when I put out this video and people saw that, they were like, oh my God, I have got to have that. And, you know, this lightsaber that I lit up tonight is that same exact install. And that same exact install is from, you know, 2018. So it's what, coming up on 4 years old. And it's still running Teensy Saber, and it's still doing awesome. Solo Sabers did something else. So I get all Solo Sabers notifications you see there. But yeah, at any rate, you know, that Saber's definitely crazy. I don't know. You know, the problem for me, Chet Osborne and Bion's asking, hey, are Tuesdays better than Mondays? Kind of and kind of not. So I had bagpipe band practice on Tuesday nights from 5 to 7. So I was rushing to get home, crammed dinner in my throat, came up here and started streaming. I mean, we can do Tuesdays if you want to try Tuesdays. I think the reason I did Mondays was it looked like by graphics, it looked like I had a lot of visitors online. A lot of the people that watch my channel were online on Mondays, but there were a lot of people online on Tuesdays too. So we can try Tuesdays, but let me make sure I'm not messing with anybody else's live stream. Like I don't want to mess with anything Space Window's got going on or Fernando. But yeah, I mean, we could maybe potentially move this to Tuesdays, and we'll call it Tooth Tuesday instead of Megtooth Monday. We'll call it Tooth Tuesday, and then I have to bring Megteeth the next time I'm on. since we talked about that. But so I need to share links about my Megtooth dives in the doobly doo in the chat box so you guys can see all that happening. So I used to do some really cool stuff. I used to be a fairly well-known scuba diver here on the east coast of the United States. I've been, from Virginia to Florida, diving on deep shipwrecks and, ledges that are pretty deep. I'm a technical diver, and for any of y'all that are scuba divers that don't know what technical divers are, technical divers use different gas mixes. We break the no decompression limits. We actually do in-water decompression with oxygen and various other mixes to help accelerate our decompression. It's pretty interesting. But at any rate, that's almost like in a former life. But hopefully not much longer, because y'all saw, oh yeah, the doobly doo. So where I get that from is Av. So he's a YouTuber, AVE. So somebody, search for Av, AVE. He does a lot of machining and things like that, which is why I watch Av. But Av is funny, man. Av is like he's like a shock jock of the modern day, but he's on YouTube's, and he does like a lot of tool breakdowns and but he does a lot of machining on his channel, and his name is Av, AVE, AVE. Oh, scuba dive stream? No. Yeah, but down there in the doobly doo, you guys know what I'm talking about. The info getter. But yeah, if I switched off of Monday, then Mundo Cabrera Edmundo could do a Mundo Monday, and that would get me off that. I'll do a Tooth Tuesday. But at any rate, yeah. Now see, we're rapidly approaching that hour, and Birchie's getting all impatient. Birchie's he's fixing to break out the hockey sticks on us. Uh, the Canuck hockey sticks. He's getting ready to whip them out on us here and beat us for going more than an hour. It really crap. If you saw how long those streams were, on Benji's channel and stuff. I mean, I fell asleep one night watching it. It was like 4 hours into it, but I was like, holy crap, it was funny. I was laughing, but I had to be at work the next day. But, hopefully, I'll try to go in late next Monday, but I got to be in to work at 10 because we have a staff meeting. But, yeah. So everybody tune in on Sunday on Solo Sabers channel, and hopefully we'll have a good live video there. And I'm actually looking forward to that because it's hard when I'm streaming, especially the way I'm set up here. I need a better setup. I need my computer here so I can kind of read what y'all are saying, but not be looking away from the camera to read what you're saying. I suppose I could pull it up on my cell phone and sit there and read the comments that way. That might be easier than constantly having to look over at the streaming software like I am now. But I want to get off of here before we hit an hour, but I think it's been a great stream tonight. And everybody join us on Sunday on Solo Sabers channel Sunday night. It's going to be epic. Actually, I'm so looking forward to getting to talk to Cole Weathers, and Mundo and anybody else who's on there. I am pretty excited about it because I've talked to you guys, but I've never got to talk with you. I know the technology is getting better for that, but you guys are good friends, and that's hard to find nowadays. And the Saber nerds and the Saber community has been very good for me. And even through my struggles in the last several months with my vision, I still think the Saber community is important to me, and I'm really happy to be a part of it. And y'all tune in Sunday night, and we'll all have a laugh, hopefully at my expense. I do have thick skin. They pick on me bad at work, y'all. Trust me. I get picked on too. I can hang in there with the best of them. It don't bother me. But at any rate, thanks everybody for tuning in tonight. I think it was a great stream. I'm back. I got a new computer, working out my sound issues. And if you see people that need help with their Profi Sabers, refer them to my videos so we don't have to answer all their questions. But at any rate, y'all have a great night. And I don't care. I'm looking forward to it. I think we're going to have fun. I'm going to have fun. I had fun tonight. I wish I could have more people on my channel. But yeah, hashtag nerd up. We'll put that in the chat. And we'll hashtag nerd up for Birchie. When Birchie said that, he when Birchie said hashtag nerd up and be nice to each other, I don't think he was talking about what Jeremy and them do to each other. Yeah, I think Birchie's okay with yanking people's chain. He was talking about not getting in flame wars on Facebook, and I'm so glad I pulled back from a lot of that. I try not to engage with people. I got entangled in something in Universal. APaul, we'll try to get your invoice to you as quick as possible so we can get your Saber shipped out. But it's done. It's totally done. It's ready to go. And for the rest of everyone, thank you for tuning in as usual, and may the force be with you, or the dark side as it were.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. As usual, I really appreciate y'all tuning in on my channel. And as always,